We got more clips from OTAs, and today we're going to take a look at the New York Giants, and we're going to get a quick look at Malik Nabers. We got a couple clips to look at, but before we do, you need to click that subscribe button because we're going hard in the paint looking at these rookies. We're looking at these veterans from minicamp, training camp, OTAs. Those behind-the-scene clips from these camps are all going to be right here. Click that button. Stop missing out on your favorite players. Here's Malik Nabers. I think I got a couple clips here, 28 seconds worth. Let's roll through them, and then we'll talk ball on him. There he is, looking good. This is probably the juicier one, but it's very zoomed out. You see him and Danny Dimes, and then here's him getting loosened up. And Malik Nabers is one of my favorite wide receivers in the 2024 draft class, and I regard him as a generational talent. He's a top-tier talent that only comes out of the draft once every few years. The odds of him missing are not very good, and the odds of him being a top-tier producer in this league are damn good because he was very productive, has a good breakout age at LSU, productive at the SEC level, coming out at a good age. Everything pops on tape, did well at his pro day, looks the part. The tape tells it all. He can get downfield, make plays happen, strong ball skills, while being able to break off crispy routes while creating separation, a nasty release package, can sell his routes well. He can do it all. He's a jack of all trades and master of it all, and he should be the alpha in this offense right away. I would not be surprised if it's a few weeks into the season and he's already established as the alpha wide receiver for the Giants. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not really worried about Danny Dimes. If anything, he's not had anything like this before. He has not. If he's smart, he will spam him with targets. If he's smart, he will just target him no matter what. Whether it's accurate, he's covered, whatever. Just spam him with targets and just force it to him because you've never had a wide receiver like this in your entire career. Looking at the depth chart here at a whole, you got Jalen Hyatt from last year's draft, the speedster on the other side, take top off the defense. On top of that, he's got good ball skills. Did that at Tennessee and was able to take the top off defense. Go back and look at that Alabama game from Jalen Hyatt where he went off. That is the big marker of his collegiate career. Then you got Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky. He's been with the team for a good bit. Also had some injuries throughout his career. But the thing is, he's good in the slot. But he's one of those slot receivers that can stretch it downfield too. You can definitely see him do that. And with Nabers there, where you can move him around, he'll be the alpha. He's going to be the lead guy in this offense. It's very hard to find a prospect that can really be better than him ever because there's not many wide receivers like this that come out of the draft, and when you catch one, you got to pay a lot for them in free agency. The talent's there. The potential's immense. Like, the potential is a gold jacket in Canton. That is the upside. That is what we're talking about. More than likely, he's going to be a good producer at the NFL level. Top-tier producer is definitely in the cards. That's more than likely where he's going to be at. The odds of him busting is not very good. If he busts, that means something really, really went wrong behind the scenes because he's a damn good football player. If you want to take this all the way back to the high school level, as a junior, one of the most productive wide receivers in the nation, did not play his senior year, but was still regarded as like a top 20 wide receiver in recruiting. When you looked at the recruiting class that year, very fast twitched when you look at the tape. You saw him break off routes back then. He was a very nuanced wide receiver at the high school level and was newer to the game. He started kind of late, built himself back up, went to LSU. It did not take long for him to get established. This is a guy that when he goes to his school, he instantly performs, he instantly transitions. Now we're going from the college level to the pro level. Before it was high school to college, he's already proven he can jump levels and dominate with very little ramp up. So we're not expecting much ramp up for Malik Nabers. On top of that, he is very dominant in the SEC. The tape checks, the metric checks, everything checks out with them. The athletic specs check. You're looking at a top-tier wide receiver here that you do not need to worry about when you're thinking about him for fantasy football. He's going to be expensive this year because what I'm saying, everybody else is already thinking. So what I'm saying is not really a hot take. A lot of people are already thinking this. He's going to be expensive for a rookie wide receiver, but a little bit cheaper than Marvin Harrison Jr. But it really depends on what else is on the board and how good you feel about him. But if he falls in a home league draft and redraft, then you snag him up because the upside is immense. He could be a league winner for you, but he's going to be up there in price in like an underdog draft or a best ball draft to a point where it's a little bit of a gamble. In Dynasty, you got to pay up for him. You definitely do. Like 102 in 1 QB, 103-ish in 2 QB, depending on how the quarterbacks are flowing. Maybe even 102. Really depends on how your league's at, but he's worth it. He's worth it. It's him versus the quarterbacks and how you strategically play Superflex and how your league values the quarterback position. We can talk all day about that. But the thing is, generational prospect who's going to give you top-tier production sooner than later. Giants fans, you got a good one. If Danny Dimes does not turn around this year, he's never going to turn around with anybody because Malik Nabers is going to be that dude for him or for the next quarterback. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.